Were you a Duke Nukem girl or more of a Warcraft kind of guy? Figure it out with 10 questions on classic PC games, as picked by Patreon subscriber Erica Cooper. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out this show. I'm excited to bring it to you every single day, and if you're brand new, you can hit subscribe right now to get a new trivia episode on your device every single day. Now, this is the latest in the day. I've posted an episode in quite some time. It's 11:21 p.m. on the West Coast, which means it's actually the next day if you live anywhere else. But hey, I am putting it up according to my time before the end of the day. It's been one of the busiest weekends of my life, and I had a big event today that I was gone for, and I just didn't have time to post the episode earlier, so we're jumping into it now, and one will go up tomorrow morning as well. Because it is a daily show, and we've been doing it every day for 166 days. Thanks for making it your daily thing that you check out, and thanks for telling a friend about the show. That is super, super helpful. Also, thanks for leaving those iTunes reviews. That helps me get up on those charts. I'm in the games and hobbies section, so if you know somebody that likes games or hobbies, tell them to give this show a listen and a review. Also, if you play Trivia with me live, thanks for all the live Yelp reviews you've been leaving me. Those help me book tons more events and parties, and when people are searching like Trivia Host LA, I come up quite a bit near the top, sometimes number 1 or 2. So that's all the thanks to people like you leaving Yelp reviews and iTunes reviews and spreading the word about what you think a good trivia host should be. Like my friend Jeff, I'm going to read Jeff's review really quick. He just left this one yesterday, and it says, you might see the average rating of 5 stars and wonder, why is this average rating so high? Is Ryan and company that good, or are the ratings inflated for whatever reason? I'm here to say that Ryan Buds and Trivia with Buds is that good. Every trivia night that I've been to has had crowds with smiles on their faces. The jokes are funny, the rounds are just good enough to be challenging without being ridiculously not fun, and everyone leaves with a smile on their face. I've been to other trivia nights, and none of them have made me want to come back regularly. With Trivia with Buds, I find myself excited to show up every week, and you should too. Wow, Jeff, that is a great review. Thank you so much for sharing that and adding to the 5-star review pile. That is very, very cool of you, and I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you, Jeff. If you've played Trivia with me live, go to Yelp and leave me a review. If you want an easy way to do that, go to triviawithbuds.com. Just click the big red button at the top that says Yelp Reviews, and that would be super stellar of you. Even if you, leave just a few words or so, that would just be great, and I'd be very, very grateful. Moving on to more fun stuff in this episode. Before we get to the questions, I have a quick question for you. Has anyone watched this new Christmas Chronicles movie on Netflix with Kurt Russell where he's Santa Claus? That's got to be good, right? I love Kurt Russell. He was the coach in Miracle, which is one of my favorite movies ever. And he's in the movie Used Cars, which is great, amongst a million other movies. But he plays Santa. He's finally come. I feel like once you're, like, if you're a young actor and you get to grow up and act long enough to play Santa, you really made some sort of special list. I think that's pretty cool. This movie also directed by Christopher Columbus, who did Home Alone and a couple Harry Potter movies and stuff. So I feel like it's got to be pretty good. I'm going to go see if my daughter Annabelle wants to watch it tomorrow, and I will let you know how it is. But if you've seen it before I watch it tomorrow, shoot me a message and say, yeah, that's great, or no, avoid that at all costs, especially with your kids. Today's episode is from Erica Cooper, who said she wanted some good old-fashioned PC game fun for her topic. She is a Patreon subscriber, so she gets to pick a topic once a month. I think this one was from a few months back, and I'm kind of circling around on some topics that I was supposed to do for people. We got 10 questions where I vaguely describe a game and you tell me what it was. Okay, so that's how it'll work. I can still remember when my friend Steve Scapperdine got a pirated copy of Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and the immense joy that brought to us. We had several sleepovers where we just took turns building theme parks and roller coasters that all crashed on purpose, but we would do it all night long. Crazy amounts of fun in 7th grade. The Sims, too. I remember the first Sims game came out, and we used to just play that all night, and we're like, we got to make these houses. We got to make these people. And that was already 20 years ago. I can't believe that was 20 years ago. I feel old. Speaking of old, social media ads keep telling me that I'm losing my hair, so it must be true. So we're just going to move on to the questions before I'm bald. So here's 10 quick ones on classic PC games for Erica. Here we go. All right, I'm going to describe these classic PC games from the 90s and on in a vague way, and you will try and figure out which game we're talking about. Here's question number 1. Oh man, it's 1992 and there's a Robo-Hitler headed straight towards us. Number 1, oh man, it's 1992 and there's a Robo-Hitler headed straight towards us. Question number 2, it's 1999 and most of the game is set in a remote desert area of New Mexico in the Black Mesa Research Facility. Number 2, it's 1999 and most of the game is set in a remote desert area of New Mexico in the Black Mesa Research Facility. Question number 3, it's 1998 and Blizzard has put out a hack and slash single word title game featuring the Kingdom of Condurus. Number 3, it's 1998 and Blizzard has put out a hack and slash single word title game featuring the Kingdom of Condurus. Number 4, pioneer of the FPS game. This was also a failed movie starring The Rock. Number 4, pioneer of the FPS game. This was also a failed movie starring The Rock. PC games, number 5, brothers Robin and Rand Miller created this island puzzle-solving adventure. Number 5, brothers Robin and Rand Miller created this island puzzle-solving adventure. What game was that? Number 5. Number 6, this game had spin-offs called Loopy Landscapes and Corkscrew Follies. Number 6, this game had spin-offs called Loopy Landscapes and Corkscrew Follies. Number 7, this sequel had the subtitle Tides of Darkness. What was it? Number 7, this sequel had the subtitle Tides of Darkness. Classic PC games trivia, number 8. This simulator had the ending 2000 when it came out back in 1993. Number 8, this simulator had the ending 2000 when it came out back in 1993. Number 9, this one starred a character named Manny Calavera, travel agent at the Department of Death. Number 9, this one starred Manny Calavera, travel agent at the Department of Death. And number 10, this 1991 game featured green-haired creatures following each other to their deaths. Number 10, this 1991 game featured green-haired creatures following each other to their deaths. All right, those are your 10 questions on classic PC games. Great topic, Erica. Really fun. Let's see how many of these you got right out of 10 in just a second. Here's that sound effect. All right, here we go. The answers to PC game trivia. Number 1, oh man, it's 1992, and there's a Robo-Hitler headed straight towards us. That was Wolfenstein 3D, a third edition of Wolfenstein. The first one came out in 81, I guess, and this was the Wolfenstein 3D that we knew to grow and love. And it came out in 92. Robo-Hitler, right in the screenshot as soon as I looked this one up. Wolfenstein 3D. Number 2, it's 1999, and most of the game is set in a remote desert area of New Mexico in the Black Mesa Research Facility that is Half-Life. Remember that? You had the gravity gun. That was a big deal. That was like 20 years ago, too. Crazy. Number 3, in 1998, it's 1998, and Blizzard has put out a hack-and-slash single-word title game featuring the Kingdom of Condurus. That's Diablo. Never played that game. I feel like I've never even seen a screenshot of Diablo. There's certain games that just never registered on my radar. Number 4, pioneer of the FPS game. That means first-person shooter. This was also a failed movie starring The Rock. This was Doom, which had a first-person shooter kind of a sequence, like a POV type deal. And I'd never seen the movie. But but it did star The Rock before The Rock blew up into what we know The Rock as today. Number 5, brothers Robin and Rand Miller created this island puzzle-solving adventure that was called Myst. A lot of single-word titles back then. Myst, M-Y-S-T. Number 6, this game had spin-offs called Loopy Landscapes and Corkscrew Follies. That was the one that I talked about in the intro playing at sleepovers, Roller Coaster Tycoon. Man, that was fun. And then people would vomit in your park and you'd have to have somebody clean it up. It was crazy. Number 7, this sequel had the subtitle Tides of Darkness. The Nelson family, who I grew up with, played this game nonstop. Brendan Nelson, Steve Nelson, they would be clicking and clicking. And I'd go, how do you play this game? And I hated watching it. But that was their favorite game. They would just chop wood all day long. Warcraft 2. Warcraft 2 was the game. Number 8, this simulator had the ending 2000 when it came out in 1993. SimCity. Remember that one? Tornadoes would come, tear up your city. You could build a futuristic robot city, I think, in this one. SimCity 2000, 1993. Number 9, this one starred Manny Calavera, travel agent at the Department of Death. I've never, ever played this, and I've seen the cover a million times. Grim Fandango was the name of that one. Grim Fandango. Number 10, this 1991 game featured green-haired creatures following each other to their deaths. That was Lemmings. Lemmings. So maybe you played that, you get little groups of those creatures and you try and move them along, I believe. Number 10 was Lemmings. Those are your questions and answers, everybody. How'd you do? Erica, let me know your score with the hubby. Always like to see how you guys are doing on the quizzes and hope you guys aren't too cold this winter over in the Midwest area. I just had a brewing company reach out to me. They're called Quartzsite Brewing up near Seattle, if you want to check them out. And they reached out to me for trivia questions. They have a host but need the content, which is cool because I've got 1,000 rounds or more of available. If you're in the same boat and you're like, ooh, I want to host some stuff and I need some content, shoot me an email or message, ryanbuds@gmail.com, and tell me what you need. Any topics available, I can give to you, and I can even write some quick ones if you need something unique. You can also join my Patreon page for $50 a month. No one is at that tier yet, but I do have that available. It's $50 a month, and you receive all the files for all my slides and a big answer sheet for everything, for all my live events for the month. So that's usually 5 a week times up to 5 months. That could be 25 rounds of trivia ready to go for you every single month for your own trivia nights, for your parties, for whatever you got going on. So give it a whirl and go to triviawithbuds.com for more info. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks for telling a friend about this show, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.